Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of the Plight of Princes. This is pretty much all we do to socially interact with each other. It's mostly all we did to socially interact with each other, but we need it now. So, to begin, Serenus, what happened last week, sir?
Well, things went okay. We continued the journey onto if I'm it was the Fast the Sandman. Yeah, it is. And then you have to give me a second because
Go ahead.
I got two. Okay, first of all, I just want to say on bad notes. Second of all, what
Get good
session
at them.
number are we on? I just need to know that, and then I know where we're at.
17.
17. Okay, then 16 is fine. So yeah, woke up from the night before. Things were interesting after what happened in the session prior to it. Yeah, and then we continued. Everyone went and found some stuff. I went with Wittick because I was terrified of being alone. Wittick got his giant big sword that he enjoys. Then the payment we couldn't get fully, so things happen and stuff where we got diamond for a priest, and then my jacket repaired by Sam, itchy slightly, and then we went up to the gates. Everyone met, and we went on our journey with Fass. Things went well until we got to a bridge, and somebody was like, "Oi, you gotta pay." We had a certain person trick them until we got basically to them, and the spell kind of vanished. We then terrified a half ogre, I think, to death. I think it nearly had a heart attack by the end of it. I called lightning multiple times. Wittig basically terrified a wolf who came into the caravan, and he was like, "Hello there," and just murdered it. And then eventually once everything was kind of dead and a body was thrown off the side for a troll, everything was fine. We continued our journey on with Fass and his dinosaur that sounds very much like a cat, but I don't know, it's a coincidence, must be a coincidence. And that was what happened in our last session. Did I miss anything?
Who is now accompanying you?
Oh yes. Did we give him her name?
Scrolls
He
back.
only
did
had the
not.
name,
He has a
Hey
name.
You.
Yeah.
Hey You.
Oh yeah, we didn't actually name him yet. As the person who's named all the donkeys and everything here,
No.
may I name?
No,
Can I
we
name
said
him?
that he can have his own name that he can pick.
Okay, for the moment he's named It. Then until we think of a name, he's called It.
Hey, you.
No, that's mean. That's no better than being called Hey You.
Okay, all in favour of Hey You.
No.
Anyway, that's what happened. Das, want to continue on our campaign?
Everyone looks back and simultaneously says no to Serenus, and you're continuing your travel along your journey. You're still about 2 days out from your arrival to Luskin, and you find yourself making camp for the night. You pull off of the road for a little bit into a quieter side, down off the path where there's like a small, essentially like, not really, what would we call it? Just like a small indent deeper into the road, which is a space where you could probably set up maybe like barely 30 foot wide of a space where you can just stop, set up, and Oz takes a small portion of the space for himself. He takes about 10 foot of it between, closer to 10 foot nearly. But it's a radial thing, so there's actually a lot more space. He takes up a large portion of it for himself and for his Triceratops, who he's named Stampy.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys have the rest of the area to yourselves. So you can set up for camp for the night and begin resting as the stars just begin glinting into view above you all. Just that brief moment where there's that purplish hue that begins to fade in the sky above you, and you are still very close to the coast. So the cold comes, and the cold comes quick. There's cloudless skies above you all. It's this really serene night as the moon is like almost fully like waned away, and it will begin its recycle again. You all begin just sitting about yourselves. Who's going to be taking first watches? What are you guys doing?
I'll take first
You're
watch.
close to 10 at night, shall we say now.
I'll take first watch if someone wants to come with me.
King and Widdick sort of always have their watch together.
Which you do, that's true.
I'll take watch with Kiko if no one will. If you want to, go ahead.
I best not after I tried to get her drunk before.
So, Posey, will you be taking watch then? Okay.
I'm gonna go do
So-
my normal thing and go sit slightly away.
Sit away with the crossbow across your lap, looking up towards the sky. Definitely not anime protagonist style of like wallpaper that you hang up. As you make your way like that little bit away, and it's got that. You're still in that area that's close towards the shoreline where the grass is that kind of slightly yellowed, and it's that kind of like a coarse texture to it. You're just sitting down into it. There's that soft, as you like press down against it, bedding that it becomes underneath you as you just sat there, holding the tool that had been used to hurt Serenus, not even 3 nights ago now. Just left over yourself, holding it, expecting it, keeping clean, as Kika is also sat down below. And there's that moment as well when you're just up as where you are, where if not for the campfire, it's difficult to determine where Kika kind of is at night, aside from the glitter. Because if she's into the air, it is quite literally camouflage, concealment against the night sky. But she's sat down by the fire and you're sat up above. Yield it to you.
Oh god, the two introverts.
Really goes to this.
Oh no, the two introverts.
I'm gonna have my 2 little books, and I'm gonna be paging through one of them and kind of taking some notes and kind of looking up the sky, keeping an eye out.
Mm-hmm.
Is the moon saying anything interesting tonight?
Put my books away. I mean, not right now.
Do they not talk every night?
I mean, generally when I talk to it. But, you know. I was gonna check in later, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, I mean we can say hi now if you want.
Oh no, you were doing something. I was just asking because a little bored. Is all.
I mean, do you wanna try?
Sure. What am I supposed to do?
Just like say hi.
Fly up.
You fly up next to Posey.
Mhm.
Okay.
They're friendly.
So what? You just like look at them and say hi
Yeah.
out loud, and that's it.
I mean, I like to talk to it out loud. Apparently you can talk to them in your head. I have never tried this, and I don't know if it is successful.
That can happen.
But yeah, I just say hi out loud. Just be like, "Hi, Moon. How you doing? Today's been kind of crazy, you know." I mean, you heard it last time when it spoke to you, right?
I did hear something. Yeah.
See, it's not that difficult. I just think most people don't think to, you know.
Oh, but I didn't think
find
to
it-
either.
I find it weird that, you know, I kind of mentioned it earlier, and I forgot I hadn't mentioned it to anyone, and everyone found it kind of weird, which I don't really get. Why not? You know?
I don't know. Well, I know that a lot of people find a lot of things weird that, like, you might not. I mean, I don't find many things weird that lots of people do. But
I mean, you're very strange, though.
yeah, that's just kind of part of like who I am, I guess.
Being strange. Or knowing strange things, or having seen strange things, having strange people that you know.
All of the above.
I mean, fair enough.
It's kind of, I guess it works both ways though. People see weird things and they go, "Oh, that's weird," and sometimes I wonder, like, what it's like for them.
I mean, you kind of got a window into that with me, and Runara to some extent. But Runara is special.
Yeah, she's very special.
She's more normal than some of you, but special.
Let's see what's so good about being normal.
I mean, normal's kind of boring, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I'm pretty normal as far as it goes, and
No,
more interesting things have happened in the last, 3 weeks.
You're not normal. Nobody here is normal. We're all special.
I'm more normal than the rest of you.
No, you only think that.
Maybe I've just never met people as weird as you guys.
I mean, I guess you do have to go to some pretty strange places to meet people like us.
I mean, we met in Neverwinter, which is a comparatively very normal place.
You'd think that, but it's not.
You have a point. There are some parts of Neverwinter that are interesting. I wouldn't say it's fun weird, though.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Didn't like staying in Neverwinter as much.
Neverwinter was nice to visit, but I don't know about living there.
I lived there for a little while, and I don't know. It's okay.
It's interesting.
It's too close together and busy.
Yeah, I don't like
the space.
Yeah, we're more used to the mountains. They're very open in the mountains. Have you ever been there?
No, not the mountains, no. I haven't really been... Have I ever been this far north? Maybe not. I don't think so. I don't really head up this way as much. But I'm used to, either the city or, farmland, forests. Nothing as exciting as big mountains.
Everywhere can be exciting if you know where to look, I guess.
That's very easy when you're literally made of space.
Fluffs up.
And it's almost like the equivalent of a dimmer light that's just been turned up a little bit, just the sparkles.
Slowly fluffs up.
Just increase, and there's a magnitude to her.
Are you okay? You look like you wanted to say something.
No, it's fine. So the moon. We just say hi.
Yeah, go on.
Hi moon. Today was crazy. I've had better days, but I've definitely had a worse day. Like that?
Works. Yeah. That's about what I say. And then eventually they start talking back, and then you're like, okay, look, it's more fun like this, okay?
Oh, are they?
But yeah, it's... The moon encourages me to, talk to people, be personable.
That's hard.
So, yeah, it's... It's reminding me that I'm meant to be talking to you and not encouraging you to talk to it.
Oh, sorry, it was my idea. I'm sorry.
A very soft, slightly masculine voice reply back in this kind of it's in that weird way of you don't hear a mouth, you don't see an origin, and in the same way you've known magic to affect a reception to it, it's this kind of way of don't fret, just I want you to make more friends.
Oh. Well, we've
Yeah.
got friends here, so... Yay. Yeah?
And you've got a friend in me.
You got a friend in me.
We went 2 different ways. I went for Aladdin. You went for Toy Story. See? Easy.
Huh. I guess so.
Very friendly.
It's like... Yeah. It's very similar.
Similar to what?
Like, talking to other people. You know, like, magic. I suppose
mean,
it
yeah,
probably...
people-
I guess it probably is magic.
I suppose in a weird kind of way. I never really thought of it like that. I don't speak to people with magic a lot, though.
I don't speak to people, but people speak to me. I don't like speaking to people very much normally, but I'm trying to get
That
better at it.
sounds irritating and kind of invasive.
No, it's nice because it lets me know that like people do actually like me. Because sometimes I get afraid that they don't.
I mean, of course.
Sorry,
people
folks, just one sec.
Ooh,
go. Okay,
we'll
we'll
keep
RP among
I'll
ourselves.
pee amongst yourselves.
I mean, of course people like you. You know, you have all these people that are following you around.
Yeah, but loads of people follow me around. Doesn't necessarily mean they like me.
It turns around a lot. Do you like it that people, you know, watch you all the time?
How so?
Like, I know they're meant to like protect you or whatever, but like, they're like looking at you all the time. Isn't that?
I mean, I don't mind people looking after me because I don't know how to do a lot of things, and I'm not necessarily a good fighter or very strong or really know how to talk people or cast powerful spells or really do anything.
I mean, you've held your own so far.
But no, I don't. I mean, I don't like people looking at me, which people always do. Which is why I don't like going to big cities very much, because people always look at me. I don't mind my friends. You know, most people who are looking after me are my friends, like Kayak and my uncles and my aunties, and I love all of them. It's people I don't know in the street that just, like, stare. I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, no one really likes that. But like, how do I word this? Like, you and Widdick were kind of joking about it before, but like, you essentially have like bodyguards all the time.
I mean, I guess not right now.
How do you know?
Well, I assume they're doing other stuff, because things are bad at the moment.
I don't know. I just find it like you guys say stuff sometimes, and I don't think you realize what you're saying.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't mean to upset people. I guess it's just.
You're not.
I guess it's just.
You're not upsetting me, but I'm worried about, you know, you and Widdick and, you know, people around you just vanish. That sounds crazy. And kind of terrifying.
That's an extreme. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. I'm worried that you don't think about it.
It's because I don't. Because I'm scared to think about it.
It might be worth doing. you're out on the road now. You're with a group of people who are willing to protect you, and maybe it's worth thinking about whether you can hold your own.
Hmm.
I'm not saying you have to all the time, but having people follow you around and make people who seem weird around you disappear all the time, that sounds like a very...
I mean, it's not all the time. I think you're kind of blowing it out of proportion a little. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know. I don't know what it's like, but that's
um,
how you guys were talking about it.
Same voice repeats back. It's like they're keeping you in a little birdcage of their own.
No, 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 no. No,
I'm
it's
sorry, did he say something weird? He does that.
I don't know if
He's also not great.
I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
Do what? Talk to me? That's okay.
No, I like talking. I like talking to you. I'm sorry. No, I'm bad at this.
I mean, I'm not great either. My primary conversation partner is the moon.
Mm.
I didn't mean to frighten you. Like, I just wanted to bring it up because, I don't know. I was worried, I guess.
I'm always worried.
I mean, that's good in some ways.
Not when it's all the time.
And I know... I gotta put the crossword behind me more. I know it's stressful not having Kate up about to keep an eye on you. But, like, there are people here who are willing to keep an eye on you if you're worried about, protecting yourself while you learn.
Guess that does make me feel a little better.
Put it this way, I don't think Runara and Wittick and King are gonna steer you wrong.
Yeah, I think we'll be okay with them.
I think you'll be fine. I don't know. Wanted to bring that up. Sorry if I was gonna say ruffled your feathers, but that's probably rude, huh?
And it's fine. It's a strangely accurate description, I suppose.
As well still being puffed out a little bit.
Mm.
Anyway, I'm
You
sorry.
know, I worry about you when you walk off.
Yes, I knew this would come up. Sorry? I can't deal with...
I know I don't like being with like people either, but Posey, there's really scary stuff out there, and you can't go off by yourself because there's.
I mean, I'll be fine.
No,
but...
there's bad things out there.
I know.
Do
I
you?
know.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah. I know. But I'll be fine now that we're on the road. It's just I can't stand being inside.
Okay.
Runara talking about being underground earlier. I just can't even...
No, I'm not a fan of that.
I need to be outside.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when I'm trying to sleep.
Oh, that's fair. But you still
So-
shouldn't go by yourself.
I'll be okay. I never go too far. I always make sure that if someone yells, I could hear it and it would wake me up. I'm a pretty light sleeper as far as it goes. I'll be okay. Don't worry about me.
I will.
Worry too much.
I do. I can't stop it.
You'll learn. When you get to my age.
How old are you?
I've told you, I'm like... just over 200 and something. I told you that.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot.
It's okay. I can never remember how old I am, if I'm honest. My family didn't teach me to keep track of things like that. Birthdays aren't really a big thing when you have this many.
I suppose not. I guess that's just another, like, weird thing between us.
Yeah, I suppose. We'll adapt, though. We'll be fine.
Okay.
Right. We are supposed to be on watch.
Yeah.
I put my books away.
Two checks then.
In the tree.
It's just a
like
bandit
being
who's just like been
okay.
watching you guys for like the last 5 minutes, has gotten their life changed, and is now going to quit the job.
Well, look at this. Is this free therapy?
Ah, my good rolls have ended.
Shit. Oh wait, no, it's fine. We don't have you tomorrow. It's all good.
I mean, technically, I should be able to throw perception too, because I'm actually
You're
always
not
able to.
watching.
Well, no, I'm always
King
around
zoned
that.
out.
I'm always
both-
awake.
When you're actively on watch, which I will
Yeah.
say when you are, because you can only have 2 rolls at a time.
I know.
Right now,
Fucking.
I know you are because I'm going to get you later. You've never seen what happens when a rust monster meets a warforged. Anyway. So, you keep your watch. Your portion of the night passes uneventfully. Quiet little bits of conversation. The wind washes over from the sea. You can get that very strong salt air. It's quiet. It's calm. It's nice. Keep your ear out for the forest for anything that might come by, because even to this far north, there is still the almost perpetual wood to your right the entire way. The Neverwinter Forest going up high past the King's Road. You don't hear anything that brings you to alarm, and you trade over to your next watch, to the next view there. Wittick, roll your chest check.
Checkmate. Das, out of curiosity, would have I had my long rest at this stage?
You would have had your 4-hour long rest, yes.
Wittick, I've been thinking. Regarding the defenders. You and Kika probably know the most about them, but there are many conflicting stories.
How do you fear?
Well, what I know, I learned from the other slaves and the trip. You saw the Queen's reaction when I mentioned Purple Rock and the Ebon Enclave.
Right.
I should not mention that name, but I'm not positive of the connection, but do you know if the betrayer has anything to do? Rather, how much do you know of the betrayer?
Well, we met up on every third. No, I have really not that much on him, other than basically my master kept up with him every now and again, but that was more just for trying to, I don't know, he didn't really mention most about it. It was more, he would go off on his own and then come back, and usually he would just say, oh, had to go stop uprising here, or do something there, kind of things. Never really said what for.
Interesting. I know the betrayer was from Purple Rock and was presumably a druid. Most records seem to be
Oh yeah, no, he
removed,
was
like the
yeah.
statue in Netherwinter. And with an organisation with the name of Ebon Enclave, I can only imagine it is an intergroup of the Emerald Enclave, as they don't seem to recognise. Oh well, hard to say. He may or may not be involved.
Yeah, couldn't tell you.
Do you suppose Kiko would know more about the subject?
Probably not.
Probably best not to bring it up. I would not wish to distress.
Nah. Because most of the stories that I've been told have been more of their actual adventuring before the time I was then picked by my master.
Yes, before both your time, I imagine.
Well, no, it was basically the day that they fought Imarith. I then was given sentience in a way. Well, I already had sentience, but it was more given my own free will, I guess. And since
See,
then,
the tales of the betrayal are not clear. Some state the betrayal happened at the fight of Ivermouth. Some suggest it happened later, or I am unclear on the specifics.
no idea on that.
Oh well, worth asking.
Out of character. God damn it, Nemo! Stop trying to bring up fucking old characters.
I was about to type this to you, but I will say everything you've just typed is the utmost of all you know. You know
Oh, yeah, I
absolutely
figured.
nothing. Not you, him.
Ah.
That is the utmost you know about the Ebon Enclave. That is the utmost you know about Zero. That's
Oh
it.
yeah, I know.
That's my cutoff point.
I know. That's because we've talked about this before, Das. She knows next to naught. It's only rumors and stuff, and she's even guessing if they have a connection.
Add to perception checks from both of you then to pass your night.
Nope.
I didn't have advantage, so no.
Absolutely not. So, looks all good.
Too busy playing chess.
You're too busy playing chess. You spend your night, and you two basically have only need to do your 4 hours before you get your long rest, which is what Kika and Posey were more or less doing, and then they go to their rests. And you wake up next morning. Everyone does. It's about 6 a.m. before the first of you start to stir. The rest of you, you find your own time. You take your own pace to get up. The air is on that very cusp of frost, as it was getting a little bit colder in the nights, and you are into the autumn months. There is just that very slight, thin, like almost frost film over like some portions of grass, which is gone by the first sun. It just melts, but you're waking up around that point. The sun is just in that moment of like, where the blues just start to give way that little bit to the very, very faintest of oranges in the distance. And the day in its beginning is yours. What do you do?
Did anybody else feel really cold last night?
No?
Huh.
Not particularly.
Maybe I need some warmer clothes.
Oh, well, if we can get to Alaska, hopefully we can buy something then. Maybe what's the point of that going north?
Not a bad
Actually,
idea.
as a warforged, I don't know if I would feel temperature, would I?
It will affect you the same if you don't have something insulating against it.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah, I figured, but
Put a machine out in the cold and tell me it works at the crack of dawn when it's nearly frozen over.
oh yeah, true.
You probably
But
have
then
internal
again, I have an
sensors that are
ever-burning
like,
fire.
Yes, the ever-burning fire that does not produce heat.
I know.
you've probably got like one of those car things that says the heat's like, it's overheating. Oh no, it's
Why
too
is
hot.
that light on? I don't understand why this light
Get
is
you
on.
some
Well, no.
insulation.
Basically, it's a pilot light that doesn't do shit.
It's all
Don't
right.
worry, guys, I got the pilot light. Oh,
This just lets you know that the system is running, that's all. When that goes out, it's like Tony Stark.
oh.
It's all right. Run over and fix that flashing check engine
No,
light.
he didn't. He
painted
made
o-
that worse.
He
You
painted
kidding
over
me?
it.
Yeah, put some paint over
He
it.
just cut the wire. Unplugged it.
Oh, I know every.
Oh,
I know
hey, what's
people
this
who've
little
done-
thing? Oh, shit.
I know. As an electrician, I know people who've done all of those things, and they're all wrong. Moving on.
I guess we'll just make some very quick breakfast and then head out.
And
Anyone else got anything?
as you guys do go to rest, Foss essentially put himself into his back of his cart, like something almost like you heard like a sliding sound, and he just like hopped up and in, but you heard him like tapping against wood where there wasn't wood previously, and you just heard him snoring. And then as the morning comes, he just like scoots out, and you can just hear like shutters shut back out of the way. He pulls everything in, and he gets Stampy harnessed up and ready to go. Stampy is fucking miserable in the cold.
Oh.
And as you guys prepare with your own things for the day, you can just see Foss just like goes back to the back of the cart and just takes up like these big furs that seem to be like stuck at certain points of it, just rolls them out and just sets them up on him, like literally just like padding more or less without anything connecting it, then puts the harness on and the harness keeps it in then. That'll help you with the cold. Okay, are you all ready to do your journey to move on? You'll be getting the movings.
Let's make
Go.
way.
Yeah.
You're on your way.
Just let us away.
Browser roll D20. And who's keeping perception checks as you go?
I'll be
Um,
keeping watch.
Okay. Make a perception check. Someone else can either assist him or roll themselves.
If no one else wants to do it, I'll do it.
Are you gonna
Low,
roll, are
low
you gonna
wisdom
roll or are you
score.
gonna assist him? Are you gonna roll or assist him?
I'll let him. I'll assist him.
No, the roll's already been rolled.
Yeah, roll already happened.
I said it before
It's
he
already
rolled.
happened.
Nero,
Well,
you
fuck
need
you.
to, Nero, you need
This
to
is
turn on
getting
advantage toggle on your character sheet.
Do it
It's just a
yourself.
roll. It's exactly the same.
Yeah, so it's a 19. But because somebody didn't declare it and then it got rolled, I will be that person and go,
No,
he hadn't made his mind up yet.
I know.
So
You have to be that person. I was going to be that person.
I was
So
going
I'm gonna
say,
fix this for you.
Nice face.
Go on, honey.
I was going to say that loyalty will be otherwise engaged. He seems like he's repeating a set of words and trying to act them out in some way. Over and over and over again.
Much to like a stage performer, it's almost like preparing for a script.
Yes, but he's sort of still a little bit shifty, as if someone could be listening in at any point.
With the past perceptions of some of the party members, you may as well say what he is saying.
Right. Right. Now listen here, you. Yeah. Now listen here, you. Don't hurt my friends. Just don't hurt them. They've done nothing to you. just don't hurt them. They are worth more than you will ever be. Yeah, I definitely say that. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
So I'm gonna say Cernus. Let's see, Cernus, Runara, King, and do you have Observant with it or Alert?
Observant.
Does that give you +5 to passive?
Passive, wisdom, and investigation, I think.
I'm gonna say all of you guys over the course of the day, at one point or another, hear him mumbling to himself something like. And when I say mumble, it's more case, and you will, like stage whispering right now, but it's a case of, and you won't hurt them. You won't hurt them. Like almost inaudible, but some of you guys pick it up over the course of a day.
I'm gonna slowly just like walk up near Widdick and just be like, are you hearing that as well? Like, do you think it's alright?
Why'd you have to walk in the cart? Just move seats. Anyway.
Sometimes people like to stretch their legs, Witty.
Quiet, bird.
I forgot we're in a cart for a second.
I figured when you said I walk up to, you mean you move over to? Anyway.
So, like simple things aside.
That's
Yeah, so I
Cernus.
shuffle up over to you and I say to you, like, are you hearing that as well? Did you hear?
I think he's doing what I've been told people do, which is they have arguments in their head, but he's just having it outside.
I'm kind of just gonna look over to him again while he's just rambling and just be like, are you sure?
Lo is there, just sort of mock punching. Like, yeah, I'll do this. I'll do that. Yeah.
I think he's winning the argument.
Okay. I'm a bit concerned because I've noticed occasionally they've been a bit. How would I put this? Unstable occasionally in the past.
Low,
King speaks up.
unstable. Come on now.
Insert Spider-Man picture.
King speaks up. It's like, I'm not sure if you're fully aware of this, but I don't think any of us would be on this trip if we weren't, as you say, unstable.
Actually, no, I think we're on this
You
trip
guys
because
talking
we're.
about? Are we all unstable? Yeah, look at this. I mean, I'm a fucking mess. I'm literally bandaged.
If,
Good asses.
if people are healthy and mentally sound, they don't go on adventures.
I understand where you're coming from, but you have to remember how we met them. We met them randomly in a forest. They had things on them they don't really remember. And they keep going on about a flower I've heard occasionally. All I'm saying is, I don't know much about them compared to everyone else, and I'm concerned. I think we should maybe like try and talk to them at some point, but I don't know. I'm just speaking my mind.
Oh, I'll speak up a little louder. Hey, Lo, you went in the argument over there?
What argument? What?
Yellow, you have that moment of, yeah, and I'll do this, and I'll say this, and just that almost like sweeping yourself, like, oh, wait, as Wittig sets you, and you like literally yanked out of the scene in your head to half the cart turned around looking at you.
Including stamping.
Including the Triceratops.
What's going on?
Sadie, can I help
Thank
you?
you, Sadie! Your timing is impeccable as always, you fucking gremlin. That beautiful sound. Anyway,
Sit on the
Wittig.
chair.
Wittig has just addressed you, and you have that moment of looking about, and there's a little pang in your gut of, you could hear that. What do you do?
Yeah, it's like a play. My friend, someone I but we were going to do like this traveling play thing and like a warring couple type thing. You
Put the thing back where it came from. Also,
keep
help
them
me.
also help me.
Need an insight.
Make an insight check. Whisper your charisma check of choice, Lo. Hey, it's what you're good at. I know you're usually hurrying. It's like, wait, I have to roll things with charisma? No, you're fine. You're low. Seems like he's just practicing the script of a play. Really invested in it. Really invested in it. And he's got that glint of confidence in his eyes where he's certain. He's certain. that this
Performers
will be-
are interesting.
Yeah, we were sort of going for like this love triangle thing. This prince from a foreign land, and there's two very, very beautiful people. And then one is a princess and the other one is a peasant. And yeah, it's really, really good. But the peasant all wants to fight for the honor of their family and sort of break down the bonds of royalty, class stuff. Yeah, it's quite good.
As I say, it's unstable. Could I have possibly, because they came from we found them kind of in Neverwinter Forest. Could
You
I
found
have
him in Neverwinter Forest, yes.
Neverwinter Woods? Sorry.
No, you're correct.
Yeah. And because of how we met them and the circumstances, stuff like that. Would I have any knowledge of like anything about like after being with them for a while? Is there any like past knowledge I might have known?
Make a history check at disadvantage. Because you are pulling at seam. No, I'll say just make us. Yeah, actually. 11?
Yeah, disadvantage.
Yeah. Nothing that comes to mind. This odd tiefling and his wily ways and his speaker plays.
Elf, not tiefling, elf.
You can't correct the narrator, you little shit.
Sorry. I was trying to be cheeky.
I know you are. That's why I'm calling you out as the narrator.
I deserve that. Don't worry.
Fucking minded, there are Monty Python's boots coming down. Anyway. Continue along your journey.
Well, also, just for a quick second, I'm going to, from now on, I'm gonna take my notepad and take small notes about them for our journey, just occasionally, just because I kind of want to keep an eye on them. So I'm gonna take an occasional notes.
You're gonna take casual notes of Lo as you go.
Yes. Until further notice, occasionally, just take a note.
What's fucking chicken tendies? Chicken tendies.
You can't talk shit, mister. I ate a bag of pepper. Why is my mouth on fire?
Speaking of which, Kitty and I. Okay. Food.
So noted. You will be keeping notes and trying to keep a log. But that is your job to keep track of. So you do it.
And thus we have turned into a snacking stream, everybody.
Snacking ASMR.
No.
Nope.
No.
So, after about 8 hours on the road, you're making your way, and you're probably now, you're more or less at the point of, well, not a point of no return, but you're at the halfway. And as you're more or less kind of turning a small curve, and you're making your way. What were the perception checks again from the people on watch? It was a
9 and 19.
Okay. So, You continue traveling, and it gets from most of the day towards the later parts of the evening, and the sun is beginning to set to a bit more of a dusk. You have that time where the forest itself, where um, small bugs, fireflies, and things like that just begin fluttering out, and they're just more into the open space in the night as you go. There's still the cold, but there isn't a rain. The days stayed mostly dry, and you can just hear it because you're gone about maybe 20, 30 feet away from the actual shoreline. You get to listen to that lovely sound of just the receding and just receding and then just flashing forward, receding and back out. That it's almost relaxing as you go. Um, until let's see, Renara, you're closer towards the front of the cart, and as you are, you see that there is ahead of you a cart on the side of the road that has been turned over, and it has two wheels broken off of it.
I tell everyone. Guys, we've got something coming up ahead.
Oh.
You don't see anyone around it.
So what time of day is it? Sorry, roughly.
It's about 6 p.m., closer to 7 maybe.
Like sun on its way down, if not,
Yeah.
yeah,
Dusk.
behind the trees. Okay. Okay, let's approach slowly, I guess.
Careful, it could be an ambush setup.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead.
I'll stick behind Widdick, and I'm going to produce. I'm going to cast produce flame just for a bit more light in my hands.
Okay, so Wittick and Serenus are going to be closer to the front.
I'll stay on the cart. Like
Also, I will just for clarity, Serenus, you did cast it, but don't treat that as you get to do that to hit on like an attack roll. For
Oh no,
example.
no, no! I know that. I
Just
just,
let
I
you
just
know.
started to stick it so people knew it was. I turned it off, essentially.
Mhm.
Am I at the front of the cart or am I in the cart?
That's your choice. I'd say you're in the cart, definitely.
If I'm in the cart, I will get out and walk kind of next to the back. Kind of at the back end of it. I'm just walking.
yeah.
I don't want to be in it
Um,
if something goes down.
The cart's covered, right? Like it's got a top, like the
Yes, it
picture
has a
of the
tarp
wagon.
over it. Yes.
So I'm assuming the people that were on watch were either at the front or the back. So like, I'm assuming like Renara was at the front holding the reins.
Why am I getting two health things for that? Casting false life.
1d4 and 1d4.
Whenever you like. What's its
It's
duration?
1d4.
When you cast this spell using a spell slot of second level or higher, you gain 5 additional temporary hit points. Is that possibly what it
No,
is?
it'd say it differently. Ignore the second one. I don't know. You've got
Yeah, I don't know why that's happened.
you're rolling the 1d4 twice. You're doing the 1d4 plus 4 twice.
I don't know why that's happening. Anyway,
Yeah, it's fine.
So you have 8 currently as temp health. Forgive me, it was a good tendy. So
Who's got off the cart and is approaching? You said it was.
currently you two, no, excuse me, not you two. Currently, Wittick and Serenus are approaching that cart. You guys are moving your own cart up a little bit closer towards it as you go, and Foss is staying behind all of you guys on the left side, the side closer to the seat.
When you say Posey, you got off the cart as well, yeah?
She's at the back currently of the cart.
Yeah,
yes.
I'm
Got off
walking.
the cart.
Yeah, I'm walking next to the cart because
Um,
I don't want to be stuck in
okay,
there if
I'll
something goes
cast-
down.
I'll cast Bless on the three of you.
Lo will be staying near the cart, but will be keeping an eye out in case the barbarian tribe is around again.
Kika's just poking her
Cart
head
or
out the
outside of
back.
it? Okay, so Kika's in the cart.
Just outside of it, but we'll be
Okay.
keeping an eye
I'll
out.
put you next to
for-
Posey. We'll say you're next to Posey.
Cool.
Okay, and I'll put King in the cart as well. So, Wittick and Serenus, as they make their way, you guys are off the cart, and you make your way over towards the broken cart. Who would like to give me an investigation check?
I would.
Roll an
A-
investigation check, and Serenus, you can give him advantage. You have blessed as well.
Oh yeah.
Bless doesn't do ability checks. Just attack roll saving throws.
Okay, so
Ah.
with advantage. 21.
21. Nice. So, immediately you can tell that this card has been knocked over by force. You can see that there's like a heavy indent of like what will be the equivalent of, and you put your hands up to compare, of something of like a large hands shoving, like maybe like 1.5 times the size of yours, and you can just see like the lower palm indent of it more or less shoved in and just like broken and splintered wood. And the cart has been turned over, and you can see that there is a dead body in the cart that is about, the only parts of it that aren't eaten are the rib cage up. And when I say the rib cage up, I mean everything that would be in the rib cage has been eaten out, and there is just the more or less top of body left inside. As you're looking as well, you can just see a blood trail that leads further up the road from where you are.
Can I
Yeah.
ask a very quick question? What side of the road is it on? Is it on what would effectively be the forest side or
Yes, the
like
cart
the
has been
ocean
tossed
side?
on the forest side, not on the
Okay,
seaside.
so we'll pass by on its left. It'll be on the right of us.
It'll
Effectively.
be on the right of you, yes.
Okay, yeah.
As you pass.
I'll keep it. I wanted to keep an eye out to the forest line, like in
Yeah.
the distance, just to make sure.
You can make a perception check then. And I'll say as well, when you're looking in, one of the carts has been busted open. It's mostly preserved fruits and things like that. There's about, what you can look at a rough glance, there's probably like a week or two worth of rations in there, just of dried fruits and things like that. And there is one crate that's been knocked out of the cart that is closed. What do you do? Because I have told you about the blood because you rolled really well.
So the blood is somewhat fresh.
Make a medicine check.
Medicine.
Medicine.
Modest.
20.
Nice.
Fucking can't beat him in chess, but you know what you're doing otherwise.
Yeah, because I'm actually doing stuff that I'm fucking proficient in. Blood. Smells like iron.
I know
Shit.
that.
Blood is
I made
about. Blood's about half a day, maybe a day old. It's dried in, and you can smell the stench of rot from this one here, and you can smell rot from a little bit further ahead, I'll say as well. And I'll say, Runara, as you move the cart up past, you can smell it on the road ahead.
The
Okay.
body that's on the cart, the one that's like half there. Can I check the pockets to see if there's anything in them?
So, when I say that there's nothing but the ribcage up, I mean there is literally nothing left but the ribcage up.
Okay. Okay, they wearing anything around their neck or anything that's like.
Yes, actually, there is a locket. It's a small silver locket.
Can I try and open the locket?
You open up the locket, and there is a small bit of folded paper that's been like folded over like 6 or 7 times in there.
I take it out and unfold it.
Okay. The letter reads, it's essentially a love letter. From a moment where your heart sinks as you're reading through this letter and you're realizing who this person's fate is, you begin reading that this is a messenger who has been sent, and that he is sending this and its contents towards you in Luskan.
I turn to Willick. I've just found this letter. I've just give it here. Have a read of it, and then hand it to Willick.
The initials at the bottom are EP.
probably wouldn't ring a bell to me at all.
I've not been in Luskin a lot, no, and it's not something that is familiar.
However, if this was destined to go to Luskan and it seems like it was in, for food and rations, it might be best we could take it with us and deliver it, because it could be important for people.
Yeah, probably take it along.
However, did you see anything that was funny in the cart at all? Like, I haven't had a proper look myself.
Only the one crate there that's been broken up and has fresh fruits, well, preserved fruits. And then this other crate, which I don't know what's in it, and probably best to not open it. Just more likely, it's just more fruit.
You're alright, but we yeah. However, I am a bit worried what's actually in the locked case. I know it's locked and it should stay locked, but if we're carrying it with us, maybe like whatever attached this cart, it could have. If they tried to break open crates, it might have been looking for something. I'm not too sure, but don't know.
More than likely, it's probably more. It was a creature that came from the forest. Well, actually, no. Cart's going towards the forest, being pushed, means it would have to either came up around, or it came from the water side, which is very fucking.
How far away is the water side from the road? Like, how far till the water?
Well, I mean, it's also kind of a cliff wide.
It's not much of a cliffside, thankfully, where you are. It is a gradual beach, but it's only like a very short beach. And the distance you are from the side of the road to the side of the sea is about 30 odd foot.
Is there any sort of like footprints or anything?
With that investigation check, I'm going to say no. There is notably, there is one set of footprints that are leading, that they're also with that trail of blood. And aside from that, there is what looks like the struggle of a horse, a large creature that has been pinned and dragged. But there's a moment where you get close towards the forest, like you're just looking at this, and it's a very heavy indent, just from that previous investigation you made, where it just ceases, where the actual trail stops. And Runara, you're making your way, but you're keeping your eye with the crowd of your friends as you're going, and them who are sat towards the side. Everyone's on a bit of edge as you just begin hearing this almost garbled attempt at common. And it's more or less you just hear, and you're looking around, you're just hearing like this like kind of contorted laughter. And you're just like looking out into the forest as you can just see briefly you see two eyes. One is yellow, and the other one is whited over. And as you make contact with that eye, you just prepare to shout out. It lunges out from the forest. You begin seeing that this creature has the head of a mutated human, but these spines that go all the way up and around the neck, and these feline-like body with these massive leathered wings spread out. And as it does, you just hear it screech out. 3 more appear from the back of the forests and are making their way towards you. I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Scream!
And we're going to say that the first one of them was able to get in melee.
Oh dear fuck.
Oh, I reckon I've got that.
Lovely things.
Aren't they just?
I can't see the initiative table.
Yeah, I can't
Just
see
a
it
sec. Oh,
There it is.
Oh, there you
and
go.
a sec. Did I get you guys cleared from the last one? Have you all rolled already? You have. Lovely. I was worried for a second that I didn't have you cleared from the last one. I was like, God damn it. Because I've done that. As the Manticores make their attack.
Yay.
Oh, shut up, you love it, really.
Yeah. Nemo, what's your dex?
My
Hey,
dex,
Oh, that's not
16.
fun. That is not fun. That's
What
fun
was
for
it?
me.
Who's getting attacked?
16.
Oh, okay, yeah, so you're faster than me.
Ah.
Oh, great. 23.
Hmm.
All of our fucking horses are dead.
Ah. Let's see now. Okay, so firstly, the Alpha is going to lunge in. It's already made its attack, or it's dashing in on its surprise turn to get to you in melee. It's going to be seeing, you're kind of the only one on the cart, and it's basically just going to like leap on top of your horses, more or less. Like it's literally pinning the mules down, and your mules are unable to move under its sheer bulk as it does. And it's going to proceed because it can't see you guys because more or less you got that tarp currently covering yourselves that little bit, so it's only going to see, unfortunately, the only person who's at the front who's declared it, which is you, Runara. So it's going to make 3 attacks.
Yeah.
And it's going to make 1 bite, 2 claw.
I'll do a flashy flash against the bite attack
Okay.
to give it disadvantage.
So you just like hold out your symbol as the claws are coming in, and as that moment of almost impact and the bite is coming in at the same time, the light radiates out and blasts it straight into its good eye. Like you pretty much shove it onto the right side where that eye is, blasted it back. It lunges forward with the claw. 1 claw hits you, take 5 points of slashing from it, and that's going to be the end of its turn. The next Manticore, on initiative 22,
Jesus.
Oh.
it's flying, it's about 40 foot up in the air currently. Actually, no, let's say it's about 60 foot. Yeah, you know what? 60 foot up. So that's 60 foot up. And as it's there, it's going to fly over to that position. And it had that much movement. And yeah, it can actually fly directly above you guys. And it's going to see, it sees everyone currently as it sees King and, or not King, let's see, it would see, it's not really a big tarp, more or less, so you guys don't really have cover underneath it. It's clear that people in there, but he sees people on the outside. And you know what? Let's be fair. I'm seeing 4 targets.
Daz, I need to ask a question. Is Bless still active?
Make a concentration check because you
That's
just
what I was
got
gonna
hit.
say. Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
time
it's
wise, is it still
concentration,
active?
You'd have maybe 4 turns left.
Yeah, we're good just about.
Where's our ogre friend?
Fair point. This map got made before he showed up.
Fair.
You're probably not wrong, Kay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
What's up?
No, we're just saying how the mules are all going by.
The mules are currently being stomped on by the Alpha, who is stopping your cart from moving as a result.
Wait, is the Alpha the one that hit me, or is that another one?
Yeah, the Alpha is the
The
one
Alpha
that's
hit
in front
you.
of
Right, gotcha.
Those were good chicken tendies. So, oh yes, my D4. Where did my D4 go? There it is. Let's see. Wittick is 1. Ollie is 2. Posey, she is 3. And Low is a foe. That's a 1 on a Wittick.
Oh,
So
yay.
Wittick, you're going to get 3 tail spike attacks shooting towards you.
Fucking what?
You just see it's got its tail. It lunges its tail like underneath it and just shoots down towards you as it goes. First hits. What's your AC?
17.
Second hits. And third hits. Wow, those are really good rolls. You just watch as the tails are there and the spikes, doom, 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 1, 2, 3, shoot out and sink into you each. The first one hits you almost at a side and your shoulder like moves out the way to take the hit. The second two, the first one pierces into your chest and it's like
a nail that has just been hammered in. It's like compressing the augmented armor onto yourself, just nailing it on like a support frame. As it happens, the third one then strikes out again and it shoots you again into the chest. You take a total of 21 points of piercing damage.
God damn.
They rolled really fucking well to hit. And at the end of its turn, they rolled so well, guys. The third Manticore.
Jesus fucking Christ.
What the fuck?
It's going to swoop over to here. It is about 70 foot up. And it's going to shoot down towards... Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to roll this anyway. 1 and a 2 is you. I'm also going to say from the back of the cart, it's going to see people who are inside the cart from the back. So that's going to be King and Kika. And it's going to shoot at Kika.
Ah!
It sees bird, it sees feather. That is tasty, it knows that. God damn, that's a good roll with the tail spike. Actually, it's going to do 1 tail spike and then it's going to swoop down to go for a bite and a claw. And low, I need a dexterity saving throw from you as it comes in.
Okay.
So, Kika, mark down you've already taken 9 points of piercing damage.
Ouch.
Okay, you managed to jump out of the way to the side without getting crushed, more or less, under its bulk. And Posey, I need one from you as well, actually. You're both going to be doing this. As it's basically like pounding and landing down onto its strike. So a dex save, please. You unfortunately don't manage to make it, and you are knocked prone by the creature. And it kind of more or less puts itself on top of you. You take...
Posey gets less on the save.
Well, roll a d4 then, because that
Can
can make a
do D4,
difference.
but-
Makes a difference. Good. Makes a difference.
Whew.
You manage to scoot just out of the way of it. Yeah, attacks and saves. You manage to scoot just out of its way as it basically pulls itself over and into the cart, slightly like leaning up on top of it with its tail striking out towards the two of you at the side. That's its turn. Runara. That's those 3 going. Oh shit, I forgot to roll for fast too. I may as well roll for this Flynn archaeologist.
The Alpha, is he gripping any of the mules or is he just on
He's
top of
literally on top of them. Like there's a 4-point harness between them, and he's just like pitting them all, and they're all couldn't take his bulk and are just slumped down.
Yeah. Okay. Turning around and seeing, I can see all 3 if I like to look around. I assume. Like,
You
look at
can
the
see
back of the car.
3 of them with a 4th that's further away.
Okay, to the 3 that are near me, or the 3 that I can see nearby, that are on the map as far as I can see. I will cast command at 3rd level and tell them all to flee.
Nice, that'd be clever.
Nice.
Let's see. The Alpha. What's your DC?
It's a DC 15 wisdom.
Yeah, wisdom.
That lasts for 1 turn?
Yeah, so on its next turn it follows the command.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, let's see. Does that involve if it has been struck by an ally?
No, it's just it just as far as I'm aware, it just does the command. No, it doesn't mention anything about getting hit. It just follows the command on this next turn.
Okay. Noted. Really important role. As all 3 manticores, like you see that moment, you just like pull yourself up as it's trying to come in at you again. You more or less jam your shield down into its maw, stopping it from trying to like bite up towards you and at you. You hold your symbol and you look out towards all 3, and as you do, each one of them have that moment of just a blurred reaction of panic. And they look all towards you, and there's that moment where their eyes just open wide with panic. That's your turn. Anything else you want to do? Okay. Anything else you want to do?
Yeah, I'm just thinking. I don't think there's anything much I can do as a bonus action. I will draw my hand axe. That's it. Done.
Okay, that's everything you've got.
Hand axe. It's a mace. I lied. It's a mace.
Okay. King.
there is a manticore within. I'm going to say there's a manticore more or less in melee with you currently, because its bulk leaning into the cart. It's more or less going to be threatening anyone who's in the cart. Between it or the one in front, you're going to be harried from either side. So just be aware of that.
I'm going to command the triplets. I'll say, disengage and get into fastest. Ogre friend, protect the cart.
Okay, so they're all going to disengage on your command, because that's what you asked them to do.
Yep,
So
get
they
on fastest cart, and the ogre and the cart can back up.
See, they have the problem though of the manticore is literally blocking them in. So they're going to have to use half of their movement going, but basically like there's that space of tarp between like the actual like covers and the beams, and they have to go through that to get out. So they're going to spend more or less half their movement to do that. So this one here gets to do the most still. So they're all basically going to be making their way together to this point, disengaged and dashed. That's as far as they can get.
Yep.
That's that. That's that. What do you do on your turn?
I am going to... Not the one in front of me, because I'm not good at melee.
You sure about that? Go on.
Yeah, I'm sure at that.
Look how strong you are. You can do it. I believe in you.
Oh, you're so nice.
I mean, I'm wrong to believe in you, but I do.
I'm going to cast Ray of Sickness at 2nd level at the one below.
The one that's between Posey and Low currently.
Yes.
Correct? Okay. That is an attack roll on your part, but you have an enemy within melee of you, so the attack is at disadvantage.
Yeah.
But I also have advantage because I'm flanking.
That doesn't work on ranged attacks.
Does it not?
Flank. No. Flanking
Nope.
does not work on ranged attack, it only works on melee.
Changes things.
Yep.
I'll just do
Otherwise-
the same thing at the one in front of me. And
Ray of Sickness on the one in front of you then?
one at 2nd level.
Is at 2nd level. So that is your to hit, but you are at disadvantage still, so you need to roll again. Still hit,
Isn't-
but I will
isn't it
take the damage from the
requiring-
first one. It's a spell. Spells usually don't get rolled at advantage, but we'll look at the first
I'm
one's
asking
attack
why
roll.
it isn't doing
Everything.
the 2nd level.
Because he turned on advantage toggle for you.
No, that won't change the level thing.
That doesn't change the level. No.
When you click the spell, it should come up with drop down, and then you click drop down.
It should, but it's not.
I think some of your
just one
spells
next
seem
to
to have been
D8.
programmed in incorrectly by the looks of it.
Yeah, just one extra D8 and you'll be fine.
That'll do.
You've also got the damage adding your int mod, which I don't think it should do, but
It shouldn't, no. Okay. So your first two attacks are still the same, but it's instead just only going to be a D8. So that is 8 points of necrotic damage. Nice. And that is a con save for the Manticore. That's the Manticore Alpha, who rolls lower than he needs to. So he takes the full 8 points of poison damage. And is currently suffering from the poisoned condition.
Ooh, that's a nasty one.
It is. Poison is always powerful.
wait, why is it only 8?
Condition's poisoned.
It'll be
It's
It'd be the 17 plus the 8.
It'll be the 17 plus 8 minus the int mod.
oh, you're casting it at 2nd level. Sorry, I thought you were casting it at lower. My mistake. So that is 17 plus 8, so that's a total of 23. That's different. Okay, so that's another 17.
But he's got his int mod in that 17, which shouldn't be there.
So
take
that's
away
a 4. So I'm going to take 4 away from that down to 13.
Sorry, I'm trying to reprogram things so they work better.
You are fine.
Sorry, man.
So that is still a lovely sum of 21 points of poison damage, and the creature suffers from the poisoned condition now until the spell ends, which I imagine is either a concentration effect on your part. Poison until the end of next turn. There,
Yeah.
the caster's next turn. That's what's important. Okay. And And now we're looking poison. Disadvantage on those rolls. That is good. So as the Manticore Alpha is there, and it's like snarling up towards Renara, and Renara's just like barely keeping it back, and has that brief moment of confusion and almost like it's about to obey command. You just watch as the casting hand gets jammed out towards the Manticore from underneath the tarp, and it just grips. You just see like the sickly energy just shoots out and grips into it and sinks into its frame as it gets poisoned by the ray of sickness. That is okay. That looks very good. And next thing we do is we go to here, and it's now Wacky Man turn. Wacky Man.
As a bonus action, I will do Vow of Enmity against the one in front of me.
The one in front of you is 50 foot up.
Well, shit. Never mind.
That's what flight tokens are for.
Yeah. I don't know how that works. I'm a simple man.
Okay. Okay, fine. Because I can't do anything else.
You're the ones on the ground.
Yeah, there's
Actually,
two
yeah,
on the ground currently. One is
Yeah,
next to
after this-
Posey and Low, one is
Fucking
next to
horses.
Renara and King.
Mm,
One is notably, annoyingly, on top of your donkeys right now.
I will move 20 feet here.
Okay, you do have flanking.
And now, I will not do a Vow of Enmity, because I don't need the advantage.
Quite true. You don't need it, thankfully.
So, I will do a bonus action. Oh, fuck, I
Bear in
changed
mind, it's
my
about to
goddamn
run away
swing.
anyway, so you don't have to fear it.
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't gonna do that. Yeah, alright, never mind. I was gonna do Smite, but I forgot I still have fucking Wrathful, and I wanted to do Searing today. God damn it. Alright, anyway.
You can bonus action do your d6 on your sword, too.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, I will do that then. I'll do a
Okay,
bonus
so
action.
all your attack rolls have an additional d6 radiant damage. So roll 2 hit first. You have advantage on your first whack. Your only whack.
My only whack, yeah.
I am aware you do the one whack.
Is it
That is a
221?
wacky hit. That is a hitty whack whack.
And so...
Will you be sinking a divine into that?
1 second. 1d6.
Total of 11. That is a nice amount of damage. Very nice amount of damage.
And... Yeah, I'll go ahead and do a Divine Smite, actually, yeah, and at a...
Additional 2d8.
I'm actually going to do it at a 2nd level, because that's what I have those for.
Busting it out. Go ahead.
So that is a
That is true.
additional
You can
1d8.
cast that
So
map, but you
3.
may as well smite at it.
Divine smite.
Smite!
Woo! 19.
Oh! Oh!
Might.
Ow!
So that's, let's see, 20.
That's 30 in
21,
one hit,
30.
bud.
Yeah.
30 in one hit.
We need that. We need that reverb right now when you mic, just to go
Smite.
might,
Smite.
and it echoes.
You have the button. Use the button.
Ignore that.
Okay. You watch as it's like preparing to like pull its wings back to fly away. Renara and King, you can just see this, and you just see Buckley rushing up behind it, just like
Buckley.
almost this.
Buckley.
Sorry, Buckley. I'm used to you playing large men.
Justice.
You see Wittick rush up behind this creature, and that's what you hear as it reverberates out from it, as the massive fucking sword, surprisingly enough, you just see it swing with such momentum, shink, and you just see the Manticore screech out in pain. As it does, the entire left wing flops onto the ground, sliced off. You chop the thing's wing off. It is no longer able to fly.
Nice.
Quick, get it for your monster hunter research.
Damn it, Sir Rathalos won't give me its wing!
Look, I gave
You
you a
master
magical
right
one.
now.
We master right now. Blacksmith!
You got Manticore webbing. You just need 300 more.
Is that all you do?
Bonus action, movement, and action. Yeah.
Okay. At the end of your turn, it is going to be Hey You,
Jesus.
and he's going to rush from the back of the cart over to here. And does he have? He doesn't, and he's only got the 30, but he does have a javelin. So he's going to hook a javelin at the Manticore. Yeet! Woo! He hits.
Wow.
Nice.
Oh wait, the half ogre has javelins. Oh no. Our mortal weakness.
Literally, I was like, wait, this is exactly how that went down. Exactly how that went down.
You have a new pet that's some sort of ogre, and there were javelins involved. Just he never got a chance to use them. You just watch as he just like aims back, hooks it out, and the creature's about to like lunge towards Yulo, and as it does, it just gets a javelin embedded into the shoulder and like goes down almost a little bit limped on that shoulder.
To paraphrase
As of that
Terry
moment-
Pratchett, we're having flash sides of somebody else's flashback.
As you just see the creature, just like the blood is pouring out of its shoulder, and it like looks over towards Hey You, who has that moment with the battle axe, and and it's just like almost getting ready, like, it's gonna swing at me. But Lo, it's your go.
Okay. Do you know what? As my... No, I keep forgetting that... No, hang on, that does actually work. First off, I'm going to use a bonus action to hex this Manticore.
Okay, you hex the Manticore. What do you use for your Manticore? Does Hex have a saving throw or not, or you can't remember?
Let me check.
It does
No.
not.
It do not. It do not. It is good. So, what do you give him disadvantage on?
I am going to give him disadvantage on Wisdom.
Wisdom checks. Okay, so he's not going to be able to perceive people as well, nor tell whether or not you actually mean to let it run.
And
Got it.
then as my main action, Lo is just going to say, well, that got to the point, and cast Disengage.
I chose you. Okay. Terrible pun, but I love you still. Right.
I'm playing a
Just-
bard. It's kind of my job.
Just
Look, it's
tap
perfect
dance
for the
violently.
spell.
Just tap
The
dance
rain
violently.
can
And
hit, racking it with terrible pain. It's
Point.
in the spell.
what is your wisdom saving throw, darling? What is your save? Excuse me. What is your save?
15.
Roll 3d6. That is a success. Roll a 14.
This thing has to spend its reaction running away and then next turn running away. Bye.
Oh no! Well, yeah.
So long, farewell.
Well, auf Wiedersehen, adieu.
Okay, Lo, is that your go?
That is my go.
Awesome.
Another d6 for hex.
Oh yeah.
Isn't it only on attack rolls for Hex?
Oh, that might be a good question.
Hit with an attack. So unfortunately, no. There's no additional damage on that hunt. But good call out though. Good to keep a tab on.
I thought it did.
That is Lo's go. Kika. There is a horrifying monster in your face trying to bite
No,
you.
it has to move now.
Immediately it uses.
No, it needs to move. On a failed
Immediately.
save,
Immediately use its reaction.
Immediately use its reaction.
Okay, so it's got to move its movement speed, which is 50, which is going to make it go to this way. And it's going to pass Hey You as it goes, so Hey You is going to get a whack on it.
Attack of opportunity!
Do I get an attack of opportunity on it?
I will say yes.
Technically, yes.
If
Yes,
you've
you
got,
do.
if you've got a melee
Because
weapon
it is
out.
moving
yeah.
out of your way.
I
Yeah.
have a melee weapon.
Stab it.
I haven't drawn anything yet. Just the normal.
Stab. That's a hit.
I have the Warcaster feat, so I can cast
A spell or a
spell.
cantrip.
I'm going to cast Eldritch Blast.
Nice. That's going to be 2 blasts straight out of it. Go ahead.
No,
Miss and a miss. You are panicking. It was
She's-
just in your face.
she's just scared.
She's scarred, Bob.
She's doing her best.
Okay, so, Lo, do you have a melee attack or anything you want to melee attack-a-dee-dack-a-dee out with?
Um,
You don't have the Warcaster feat, do you?
not yet. No.
Okay, so you can't use a spell, but do you have a melee weapon prepped? If not, we'll move on.
As far as I know, no, unless he wants to poke it with a dagger.
Go ahead. If you want to shank him with a dagger, shank him as he goes.
How would I do that?
Oh,
I'm sorry, I haven't done.
What have you got it programmed into your sheet?
Well,
If not,
no.
Then
If you
it's
don't have it
1d20.
programmed in, we'll move on, and you can program it
Yeah.
in at a later date.
Yeah,
Alright,
you-
then.
yeah, that's the reason why I thought to myself, I could poke it with a dagger, but I haven't got it programmed in, so I have no,
Program it for next time, and that way you can use it.
no probs.
Kika.
I'll just stab him with my whip. It's alright.
I will. I'll try to Eldritch Blast the one on the front, since the one at the back is now running away.
Go ahead. That's a hit, and that is a
That's a
hit.
bit better.
Nice, nice, and that is 13 points. Ooh, he is not loving life.
Good. I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay, noted. And now it is Foss's turn. Let's look at something really quickly. Excuse me, folks. I
See, the thing is, there's still another one we're waiting for to show
Yeah.
up.
There's no one off map, I assume, that you can see in distance.
In the
Yeah, that's what he's going to do. Let's see that. Okay. Foss is going to look towards the manticore that is currently flying up above Serenus and goes, no, 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 down you come, Baba. As he does this, the manticore must make a strength saving throw. As you just see the sand just begin swirling around underneath, like it literally pours out from the beach and swirls underneath the manticore. And that does not beat his save. You see Serenus in front of you. Sand just erupts up, grabs around him, and he just plummets down with a heavy thud. The manticore does. It does land. It doesn't take damage, as is part of the spell. But for the next minute, its speed is reduced to 0, as it is earthbound.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
This poor thing.
Right.
Just like, oh,
No,
I've
no,
been
no, not the one that's gotten punned. The one
Oh, no,
that's
no,
above
no, no.
Serenus. This fella.
Yeah, no, I know it's the one that's there by Serenus. But the poor thing, it's like, I've been told to flee, but now I can't flee! Ah!
I think in instances like that, they take the dodge act.
It can still run, right? I think it's just his flight speed gets reduced, if I remember correctly.
Right.
Fly speed is reduced, correct?
Actually,
Ah.
It
Then
is
it
fine.
still
So it
runs.
can
So you
run
can still
away.
walk on the ground.
And it
One
can
of
run
them's been
away.
earthbound.
Waddle, waddle.
Just
So
crawls
unhappy.
on the ground like.
One did the wing cut off, one's been earthbound, now we have to keep the other one on the floor.
By the way, just for future reference, I'm pretty sure I've read that if they need to flee because of something like fear or
They take the
something,
dodge
that they-
action if they can't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm aware. So that is that one, and at the end of Foss's turn, who feels very, very pompous, the final one is going to swoop in overhead. Oh, it's going to stay up high. It's about 80 foot up, and it's going to shoot down at Foss. It's going to make 3 tail attacks. Actually, what's Foss's AC? He's got the curse, so that reduces that. That's a hit. And that is just a hit. So that is a total of 14 points of damage to the archaeologist. Cart move, I need to target Foss. No, wait, that's why I can't target it. Shit. Move this back to the... Wait a second, was this on the wrong layer the whole time? Son of a bitch.
Yeah, we can't shoot the carts at all, just for reference. I figured we was playing Fear of the Mind there.
Damn it! I messed up. Sorry about that, folks.
That's alright.
Oh,
Cool,
good.
man.
That's my bad. But hey, at least you had the theatre of the mind. Let's see. That
Theatre of the
is
mind, hun. It's all good. We
is-
presumed it was a Carter.
fast. Fast does not. And he just took 14 points of damage, so he's on that. Not looking good, and he must now make a concentration check. 17. He maintains concentration. Earthbind. Okay. Posey. This is your go, darling.
Sorry. I realized I didn't have that programmed in at all. Okay. Okay, everything has moved away from me, which changes my plans slightly.
Shit.
Uh, do we go for the classic? Yeah.
Bit of the classic mix.
The classic mix.
I
I
think it's forever.
am going to transfer my enchantment onto my crossbow.
Literally as I took a drink.
And I am going to shoot at.
I will say no. I didn't specify before. I'm not going to specify it now. So.
Okay.
Shoot who you may.
I can see all of them, yeah?
Correct. Yeah. One of them is currently missing a wing and is regretting life.
Yeah, I'll deal with the one that's having problems that Runara is dealing with.
Sure. Go ahead and shoot it.
I'll try sharpshooter. Okay.
-5 to the hit.
The amount of programming I just had to do, I have no idea if I've done this correctly. Let's find
We'll
out.
find out together.
Never mind.
You're blessed as well. That would make a difference.
Roll it.
I don't think,
If
I
an
don't
11
think
would
it would help.
I don't think it will, but
No.
You rolled good though, so it's alright.
another shot. Can I? If I specify
You-
sharpshooter, do I have to do it for both?
No,
don't
you can
think so,
specify
no.
per
You
attack.
specify per shot.
Yeah,
Okay,
per shot.
I'll do no sharpshooter this time. You know, keep things spicy.
What do you roll this?
Oh, why, Krauser?
Stop speaking!
There was only one way to roll this, and you did it.
I had a
Ozzy, you have
plus 6.
Oh, you have this moment where you're aiming out towards it, getting the
Wait.
crossbow ready.
I'm sure there's something.
What did you
Hold the
realize?
fuck up. Everyone shut the fuck up. No.
Wait.
I'm gonna use luck?
Wait.
You can't
Oh,
use
yeah.
luck. Yes,
Yeah.
luck.
You have
should
luck.
reckon
You have
I
it.
do have had luck this whole time.
The first roll you did with the sharpened broken bolt.
Yeah.
Yes, it was
Well,
minus. It's
Sharpshooter
only a
gives you a
1
-5.
because she got -5 from sharpshooter. But you can
Okay.
re-roll with luck. So re-roll.
13. I robbed less on that, I guess.
You can, I think it's like a reaction. You can do it for one.
AC of 14.
Yeah.
Never
Oh
mind.
no, you can have.
You hit with bless.
Can I do that?
You
Yeah.
rolled it. You have the D4.
Yeah,
you can roll
bless can be done on any
Anything.
action.
any
Bless.
attack roll.
Bless is on every attack roll, yeah.
There you go.
You watch
Yeah.
as the manticore is like leaning up and it's like shrieking out in pain, and there's that moment where it's like trying to pull back up into the air, and a bolt shoots past for a brief moment and aims like past it as it like pulls away as it's aiming. Pulls, you have that sweat down your brow for that moment, and you're panicking for that second as the bolt is in place and you're shaking it up, and it kind of shoots just a slight out of the way. But in the air, it's almost like there's a little bit of a beam of energy, of light from above that just tilts very slightly. Shink! The bolt goes into the manticore, which then is reeling backwards, shrieking out in pain. As it does, chink, and it slumps down into the ground next to Wittig. It tumbles up and over off of the mules as it's there, and it just shrieks out into the ground as it's just like trying to claw for where the bolt is. And Wittig, from where you can see, the bolt is down to the feather in it, and it just shrieks out, and it is a great shot right to the chest and to the heart. It's like
That should help with that, and I'm gonna back
Good
up.
shot.
gonna back up.
Why do you people keep stealing things from me?
I let you kill it!
It's dead.
It is dead.
Whoops. I didn't see that.
Whoops.
I have no way of knowing, I just saw it fall.
What was my turn? Shoot.
That's fine.
It is Manticore 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Serenus's turn.
Yeah, you
Oh,
just
sorry.
missed my turn.
I skipped your turn like a dumbass. That is my bad, Serenus. Baby boy, my baby
Oh,
boy.
boy.
Manticore has
Oh,
dropped
yeah.
out in front of you.
20 years I've been waiting.
When will my turn return from the
Really,
war?
what it feel like at the bottom of the initiative, huh?
Well, my turn
to be
turned from the war.
To be honest, I had to actually send a message to Das that my initiative wasn't on the team when we first started. So I feel that pain.
So
It gets an attack of opportunity
I'm going to. Oh,
because you moved away from it.
true.
So it will take a bite attack at you if you move away from it. Are you still going to move?
Yes, I'm still going to move.
Chomp. Ooh, that's 20 to hit. Yeah, you take 5 points of piercing damage. Chomp. It like lunges out as you try to pull away, as the sand is mostly just like grabbed its wings, and you can just see it's almost like each like portion of sand is like a wrapping around the top of the like wings that is holding it down on either side. And as it does, it just like lunges out and just rips a portion of just like skin away from your forearm as you go, and you just pull away as you're moving back. Pain is now shooting through your hand. What do you do, sir? It's
I'm
only
gonna
5
turn
points of
around
piercing.
and I'm gonna cast Core Light.
So you have this moment where the air all around you just begins to heat, and you can all get that like ozone burning sensation in the air. And I have to check something. It's interesting. Its movement speed is 0, but it has no negatives towards dex as a result. It doesn't have anything else that would also refer to it, because other things affect your movement speed and this. So this is still going to be a straight roll on its part.
Is this one in the air or is it on the ground?
This is the
now?
one that is on the ground.
So
So,
both of these on the ground.
The top one's 80 feet in the air.
The
Yeah,
top
the
one's
top
80 foot
one's
in the air.
No, that's what I wanted to. Okay, so
That's a fair point. Who are you
No.
aiming at?
I'm going to look. I'm going to look up in the sky with the cold lightning, and I'm going to. Actually, no. I'm going to cast cold lightning on the ones on the ground.
The one that bit you. Fair enough.
Yeah, that one's going to get cold lightning.
Okay. So it rolled a 21 on its checks, so it succeeded 2 21s actually. On its checks, and it takes 10 points of lightning damage. You just watch as you just like look up towards the air, and you guys can all around you just see small bits of stone that are on the ground all around just begin lifting up as there's like that little crackle of energy all around Serenus as he more or less becomes a conduit himself, like a lightning rod, just a lightning rod with attitude. As the energy comes down into him, and he just shoots it out forward as the lightning strikes out, and the Manticore barely manages to duck, but all the way down its spine, you can just smell the singed flesh all the way down. It just roars out as the lightning, from those points where it hit on its back, find their avenues down to the body and shoot out onto the legs. You see these little burst points on like portions of the paws as lightning has shot out and earthed itself from that strike. Nice points of 10 damage, well done, and that is going to be on for the next 2 turns.
Yeah, and then I'm also with my bonus action.
Ooh.
bonus
Going
action.
to cast Magic Stone with one of my Walloping Stones, and I'm going to aim for the one that's in the sky.
It is too far away for it's 80 foot up.
Yes.
Oh, what's Magic Stone's range? It's 120, isn't it?
Yes, because I have Spell Sniper now.
Fucker. Go ahead.
Hey, spell
There you
sniper.
go. And as I said, Walloping Stone is going
Yes,
to be used.
so if it fails to save... So roll the hit. That is a miss, unfortunately.
See.
I like how you have this epic moment of calling lightning and then just rock. Yeet.
Give me these. If that had hit, though, that thing just toppled to the ground.
Oh, it would have been great if you had gotten both of them, because they would not like you right now.
Okay, well,
Serenus
He's
is
not-
blessed.
Oh, he is blessed.
It
Roll
was
a
Serenus
d4.
Wittic and
Roll a d4 then.
Fires a piercing
Fucking-
pod and shoots the dragon out the sky.
You actually fucking did, actually.
14 he's dead.
It's
With bless and walloping stones, all things not possible.
I mean, that just hits, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bliss.
And I'm
Making a mockery of the
failed.
DM's encounter again.
What was that? What was that? What was that?
It rolled a
What?
6 on its strength saving throw. So, Serenus, my buddy, you have this moment where you pick up a stone and you just have like that walloping stone from your pouch. You just like pull it out, you throw it out, and as it is, there's like a little small crackle of lightning that just hits it, and it's almost like it gets caught in the air, aimed and flinked by a giant right into the side of the manticore's head. As it does, you just see the manticore roll for your damage anyway on the magic stone first. As you just see the manticore,
Hell yeah.
it is 80 foot up. Every 10 foot it falls is a d6. Roll 8d6, Serenus. / roll 8d6.
This is fun.
Because it's always great to let the players roll how much they fuck something out of the air with. Oh, 6. So it is now prone on the ground after taking 26 points of damage.
Just also take damage from the stone as well.
The
It took
monster
damage from the
hunters
stone.
are so
So
proud.
that's 36 damage it had taken.
Yes, it did. It took 36 technically from one hit. Jesus Christ. It was like-
Yeah.
There was energy in this group where I mentioned 4 manticores. You went on. Fuck. Now it's just one's dead, one's running. The other one just got yanked, and the other one is being held by wrappings. Fucking hell. So,
End of my turn.
son of a bitch. That one has been knocked prone. This one is going to take the dodge action because it can't move.
Earthbind only reduces fly speed.
Oh, correct. So it will run away. So I'm just going to move it to here for now, and we're going to say it's another 40 foot away, or 30. So it's a total from that point. It's 30 foot on, because the map's not big enough, and that is its movement speed of 50.
Didn't you learn anything from SKT? The maps are never big enough.
Well, would it have to dash as well? It uses
Right.
its full action it follows the command on its turn. If the command was to flee,
What does flee actually say?
It runs away, more or less.
Spends its turn moving away from you by the fastest available means.
So
Fast
dash-
available means would involve a dash, which
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
bring it to, it's at 20 foot now, so it's got 30 foot left, and another 50. It goes to 80 foot it moves. So currently from that point, it's 80 foot away from you, running through the forest.
Oof.
That's its turn. The other one is going to do the exact same. And from its point here, it's going to move 100 foot away. So it is currently 100 foot away from you guys. From that point. So I'm going to use those 2 points as a reference. That one is 80, that one is 100. And they're both, one is in the air, one's on the ground. Runara, it's your turn.
right, I will cast a spiritual weapon at second level
Spiritual weapon!
above the one that's prone on the ground
Hey.
and make an attack with it.
Cool. What do you make your spiritual weapon look like? Is it a flaming sword?
It's the big fire swords, yeah.
Cool. We're all for those big
Cool,
fire
that's a
swords.
22 to hit.
Ooh, you dirty bastard.
Because it's melee attack, so it's not it's a melee spell attack, so it'll be advantage, wouldn't it? If he's prone.
But
Yes.
technically,
Yeah, if it's
Yeah,
a
melee
melee.
attacks, yeah.
Yeah.
Ranges at disadvantage, melee's an advantage when
Which is wow.
You suck.
5 damage.
Music was very well timed for that.
Just. Oh.
As- if I just not this, no, I don't want to use my action for this to tell me fuck all if I get fuck all, but just looking at the mules, do they look okay? Like,
they look okay. They just look
a little-
shook
a
by the
little-
fact that they just got more or less. They just had like about 200 pounds, like about 600 pounds pressed between all of them. Give me a second. Let me see if this actually will come out onto the show to everyone. Sure. Let me show this to them.
Cool.
Ah,
Yeah.
Nice.
Is that on the map or not? Because I can't actually tell.
I don't see it
Get on,
anywhere.
get on the
On the
map,
map.
you dirty whore!
We can't see them. We
I
can't
am
see
It
the.
keeps just
fire
bringing up the.
against the cold.
Oh,
I
okay,
like
hang on. I know what to do. Give me a
against
sec.
the dawn.
Edit. Yeah, no, hang on a sec. I know what to fix with this.
Make
Let's see.
NPC.
Make an NPC.
Nothing but weak sleepers. The shield that guards the realms of men. And the
It's
sword of
the oath from the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I was reading it. I was like, right.
You are going north.
Yeah.
Is that all you want to do in your turn, Bubba?
No. I get an action, don't I? I suppose I supposed to use my action.
It's an action to cast the sword initially, though, isn't it?
No, it is a bonus action to do spiritual weapon.
Okay.
My
Fair enough.
action will. What's the fine? I'll just do a sacred flame.
Cool.
DC. Oh, look, now why can't I roll max damage dice on the actual spell? It's DC 15 Dex save.
Well, it doesn't matter because it succeeded, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you only did 5 damage to it, but still, 5 damage you didn't previously take.
I'll jump off the cart as well and just sort of get in front of the mules. Like
Protect the donkeys! Protect our asses!
that's my turn.
That's your turn. King, the concentration on your ray of sickness is dropped because the thing you had to cast on is dead.
So not concentration, but sure.
Lol.
Mad kick.
I walk out the back of the cart and say, Ogre friend, just worry about fast, don't put yourself in danger. And I'm going to turn around the one running away from us to the east.
One that's
So straight east rather.
straight east from you right now. That is from your current position. That is 120 foot from you. Bastard. That does it.
Just, oh my god, I can only imagine like a hunter happened to be in the forest, like, man, I'm gonna get me a deer today. Ghost hand goes by.
Excuse me, sorry.
Just a ghost hand goes by. Alright, never mind, I'm going home. Fuck this.
Yeah, you know, that Manticore is actually on the ground. Well, I mean, the first thing that hunter would have seen would have Manticore running past it, then I had to go.
Hello.
So, as you're. That's the hand make.
That's the radicals. They're not happy.
It's a manticore. Meow.
Gremlin!
That's why it's in the distance.
She just come running in at full speed. Is it playtime? Is it playtime in the
hand-
middle of the night?
Crazy time.
The hand shoots out and just like grabs one of the back quills off it and kind of just jams it with its own quill as it does, and that is 9 points of necrotic damage. Nice. Is that all you do?
Yep.
Okay.
Besides, get my girls on to tell my girls to get on the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they have moved to the other side of Foss's cart where it is safe currently, and Widdick.
Oh.
Yep.
Eh. Oh, wait.
And to get melee.
Hold on.
You don't get flanky with the sword, but you get advantage because it's prone.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I just wanted to have it on the other side of me.
Okay.
It makes me feel better.
It looks cool. You have a strike with advantage. Go ahead.
Blankety!
That is a hitsy. Hitsy. You still
Plus
have the additional.
6.
Nice.
That's 18. Just yep. And another 9 for a oh. How do you do that?
How do you want to kill it? Literally, it had just enough health left. You did exactly its health.
How many times do we keep doing this?
If I had to take a shot every time you guys did it, I'd be an alcoholic again.
I'll just kind of go, oh, well, feel bad for you, Fun. Bad. But oh well. And it just cut off the wings.
Yeah,
As you
Wicket
have your
finally killed
moment
one.
of-
Yeah, right.
As you have your moment of head bit down, now fuck it. You just watch it try to like reach up and claw you. You just grab its arm as it's like extended out, and you take your knee and you just shatter at the elbow in. You pin it down under your foot, grabbing one side of like both its wings. You hold them up, hoist it up like a pair of chicken legs, and from the back of it, you just take the sword and one big sweeping strike through it at this kind of like slight angle, so you get your momentum from the swing down into it. You chop both wings off. As it screams out in pain in that moment, you just lift up the sword and you strike down again for emphasis, and you can just hear the back snap. And if you've ever seen something that was alive go, it is quite literally a whoosh, as the blade is so big and heavy, it was more like a blunt impact, and you just hear the crack of its back, and it is fucking.
One part steel, one part wood, one part paladin, one part butcher.
Nah, Wittick's just a great sword man.
Yep.
Yep.
I need to add some rockets to this.
Rocket-powered great sword! Bang!
I am not letting you get a rocket power
I know.
great sword yet.
Yet.
Yes, a man can have goals.
That's what late levels are for.
Hey.
Hey You is going to take the dodge action and give up his turn. And at that point, the only manticores that are left are the ones that are full.
Did you say, Han, that Frost is looking a little bit worse for wear?
No, he got shot and he looks more annoyed than anything else, but he's fine.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Oh god damn it, did I get rid of the wrong manticore? No, I didn't.
You said that the other manticores were quite a way away.
One is currently 120 foot away from King, and the other one is about... I'm just going to use this point as reference again. About 50... Well, from King's position, one is 160 foot away, and the other one is 120 foot away. So if you moved up next to King, if you had 120 range on something, you could take a shot.
Well, this is what I'm thinking. Just need to check my gun. Okay. You said that this one was 120 King.
From King, yes.
Law will just approach a sidestep a little bit. But, excuse me, my lady. And
You just kind of like dance yourself between the two of them.
yeah,
Like
and
nod.
we'll shoot 2 Eldritch Blasts at this poor individual.
Take your shot.
I'm not gonna waste my shot.
Don't waste your shots. Take your shots, hun. Take your shots, hun. That's a miss. That's a miss. You did drive off the other one though, so well played. But you shoot off, boom! And they both shoot past, but you turn around and you look cool.
Nice.
I totally hit it.
No, that random puncher. Okay, I think I'm gonna give it that.
At least I tried.
Oh, yeah. That was a big try.
Considering I didn't move that well, I didn't move too far, I'm just going to do a pirouette back here and look rather sheepish.
You do a little pivot, you dance between the two of them again as you go, that little clack of yourself as you move, just boom, of your tapping shoes, until you get back to that post, and you're there. Kika, you gonna hide, baby?
She very much wants to.
The bad noises are gone.
Probably just like poke my head out and then also use Eldritch Blast because
Shoot away.
warlocks. Just like poke out, shoot, and then go back in.
Go ahead. You have 2 shots. I take it you're aiming at the one that's 120 foot from you, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's the only one you can do, so yeah.
Yeah. The one that's in range.
Rude. You got another shot. Miss.
I'm gonna go back inside. Just don't like it.
You have this moment as you're rushing out and you've got your hands shaking in that panic as you just take the energy between them both. It's like this coalesced mixture of like a floral pattern star design, like stardust that trickled over, and you just launch it out in a panic. And as you do, you just like launch out another one again and like go away. And as the second one shoots out as well, the second one hits, but the first one strikes right into the back of the creature, and it has this moment where it dips a little bit in the air before regaining itself.
Warlocks, it's Charlie's Angels time.
You're lined up and all. You're lined up and all. Posey.
Or
I'm
it's
gonna
a
break
shooting
the
gallery.
trend. I'm just gonna step in front of King real quick. And line the crossbow up. And
It'll be at disadvantage unless you move up to where it currently, or if you move another 20 foot, you have to move another 20 foot towards it.
yeah, I can do that.
Because the crossbow is 100 foot without
100 to
disadvantage.
400, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go a little forward. There. My ruler thing isn't working, so I don't know.
You're all
if it's
good. Yeah, that is close enough. Yes, it actually is. You're good. Oh yeah, I forgot.
right.
Sorry, this is my bad. That card's there too.
Oh god.
I thought that you were just okay. I thought
alright.
they came with the map, so I thought that they were already in it.
Yeah, fair enough.
And suddenly,
Proper fit up on it.
flashbang wallop. There's a card
I'll
there.
try sharpshooter again because why not? Honestly.
Go ahead. You like literally get up on top of the cart, sit yourself down, tuck the shoulder in, miss.
Still got plus, but that won't matter, so I won't roll it.
You got another shot.
Hey!
Much better.
Okay, your first shot.
Jesus fucking wept.
Fucking hell!
Winnick, your spot got taken.
What the actual shit is that? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realise you were carrying around a ballista with you.
Oh, boy. Gun.
Posey, you rush up.
I will fuck him
Okay. Posey,
I was tired of having bad rolls today. Sorry.
you were, clearly. Posey, you rush up and you take off your first shot and it shoot out of the way and it misses. You're like, damn it. You take yourself in and you just have that moment of. And as you exhale that little bit, the pulse is just taking down as much as possible to get the perfect shot. Shoot! And you have this moment where it arcs upward, like, fuck! Into the trees it goes. But that was the one that was on the ground, actually. So you just watch as it just stumbles forward, literally, car tumbles over itself until it slams into a tree, and the tree falls down on top of it and crushes it. It is fucking dead.
Got one. I'm gonna step back a little.
Two, you bitch! In it. Serenus, it's your turn, buddy.
King speaks up. That will probably
sorry,
do. I
sorry.
doubt the other one will come back.
How far away is it?
From its position on the map where it is currently, it's 100 foot away from that point from the map. So, from here, it's 100 foot away.
So, it's 130.
It's 130 from you currently.
I'll just move up so about 120 and I'm gonna cast Magic Stone with one of my walloping ones.
Does Call Lightning have a range of 120 as well?
It does.
Does it?
Yes.
Yep.
Then I'll use Cold Lightning first then.
Okay, dex check for the Manticore. That's a natural 1.
Hey.
So roll your Call Lightning Strike. Not good damage, but still it's solid damage. It's 11.
And then I'm also going to do Magic Stone with one of my Walloping Stones.
Okay. You have this moment where you guys can just see Serenus again, that lightning just begins like coiling up around him, and he just arcs it out and just lunges forward, and the entire bolt, like as if he's like aiming it and throwing it, but nothing is coming from him. You can just see that lightning as like what would be something connecting from him hits the back of the creature. Lightning strikes into it from above, and it like almost stumbles a bit as it's going. Throw your stone.
Is that a hit?
It hits, but it rolls 21 and it's strength check, so it's fine. You don't get to kill another one by knocking it out of the air, but you do 10 points.
20 feet on a stone. That thing must be like a rail.
Yep.
Yeah. And literally, I imagine he just holds it like a stone there and just goes.
Just
Naren, Cause
and
just
goes-
messaged me.
He just causes like the air to just kind of break.
Yeah, you have that moment where it's like literally like a sound barrier thing of. But it's still alive, and it is going to flee entirely from you. We're going to say at that point the combat has ended.
Course suppose he's carrying around a dragon.
Point. Combat ends.
Oof.
Jeez.
Big oof.
Well,
How is everyone doing?
nothing too
Very
bad.
well, thank you.
Arms a bit stiff.
Lunara, could you
right?
tend to our employer?
Don't worry about these. He's fine. That'll be fine in a bit.
I'm doing a cure wound myself.
I'm gonna pick up crossbow bolts. As many as I
The
can get.
bolts that you can find, and you can find one, I'll say. Because you had a few bad rolls there.
Okay.
You managed to retrieve one.
Right. Should we get the fuck out of here?
Good
I
plan. I,
believe
like
yes.
that plan.
Was anything useful on the cart, or?
Actually, I'll grab the 2 crates. Go ahead and take these to Luskin.
As you lift up the crate that you hadn't opened, you just hear the ching 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 of coin on the inside.
Huh. Okay. Well, let's do a crack that open. See what's in there.
We debated this before,
I'm
but
not doing it. I'm
after we
Lunara.
decided
The Daltons are coming back.
You have the moral
Well-
backbone of a chocolate eclair.
That's not me. That was out of character.
I was talking
Uh-huh.
to you.
Should we see if we can get some of these
She was
supplies?
talking to K, not Runara. K.
Should we see if we can get some of these supplies to their intended destination?
that was my original plan with it, and I
Toss
think
them in the back of my car.
Is there,
Can I just say,
an
we've got ribbon
address
arms.
or something somewhere? Like stamped on the crate, or?
Yeah, trade manifest.
there was the letter that was on the guy that had some indication of stuff, but that's all we know.
Oh, it
I
is
think
love letter, and that this will be enough for what you need, and their initials, and that's it. This person probably knew
Is
exactly
the-
where they were taking this.
Is the EP who it's to or who it's from?
That is from. It is at the bottom.
Who is it
from
to?
EP.
Is it addressed?
It's not addressed. All it has is the initials EP.
First, are you part of the Merchants Guild? Would you know how to
Oh,
find the
fuck
correct
that! I
delivery?
am in my bollocks. No way. Fuck them union taxes. They doesn't take everything.
Understandable.
I
He's not
don't play
wrong.
with that. I don't play with that shit. Fucking dental plan? I don't need a dental plan. No.
Daniel
Another
plan.
wolf, I
Down
like it.
plan.
Listen, 8 prices.
They don't even have dental.
They don't even have dental.
Good.
First, as we move the manticores
Braces.
out of your way, is there anything valuable from them you'd like us to quickly remove?
From the manticores. Don't mind if I do.
Well, as he's going and perusing his Lamenticor meats, I'm going to go ahead and put the boxes on the back.
on the back
his
of your
cart,
cart, which has no space, because you're
No, no.
all in it.
He just said to Foss said to put it on
Yeah,
his cart.
some other
so-
people were disputing it, but yeah, toss onto the back
Yeah.
of his.
The
And you just see,
enemy
like, he
was-
takes out this, like 2 foot long, like, honestly, it looked like one of those letter cutters, you know, like kind of paper cutters things that had just been taken off of it. It just looks like a large machete, and he's just like very, like, with a flat top, very eagerly coming towards one of them. Like, don't mind if I do.
It must be marinated properly over the course of 2 days and cooked finely, but manticore meat is lovely. And he just lifts up like a side of it. Whatever you do, don't eat it raw though. I knew this big, tall, like 8 foot tall bitch. She could eat anything, but she said, "Hey, you can just eat manticore feet fine." But the 8 ones give me the sheets. And just begins like more or less
got a bit of a bite
cutting
to it.
more or less cutting off like the entire rib portion of the manticore, just like chopping and chopping, and it takes them like maybe 5 to 10 minutes to properly harvest it.
Ooh.
Hey, is there any fur on that manticore? Just even if it's a small little bit.
It's fur on manticores, yes. There's like a thin like it's almost like a greyhound or a tiger, or kind of like more like a tiger really, textured fur at the back, kind of like these very few points like at the top of the wings and that where the striping.
The
Can
mane
I
might be
can I
what's the best if
can
you
I
want to
try and
provide.
take a knife and see if I can cut a bit of that fur off? Because I want to try and then try and use it to repair onto my coat. Because after my arm got ripped.
Uh, Make a survival check to harness the fur of the manticore, and as you're looking at the manticore as well, you can make that. And survival check will tell me other things as well. So make a survival check, Serenus.
I'm casting a
Really,
ritual.
I'm proficient, and I got a
Oh.
1.
That'll make that floating disc so we can carry some more. And I'll say to everyone, let's try to get this done within 10 minutes and then be off before their blood attracts the attention of some unsavory thing.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Good.
Be careful of those
Good
spikes,
shout.
though. They look really sharp.
And
I
they
was going to
are.
say they might be good to harvest if anyone does any alchemy stuff.
We all just looked away.
I gotta harvest real quick.
Wittig,
Uh,
Wittig, make an alchemy tool
I'm
check. I
still-
think you have one, don't you?
Yeah.
Alchemical.
What should I do?
If guidance
Intelligence?
will work on this.
I'd be survival really, so I'd say that you're basically just supplementing a survival check with an alchemy check.
Okay, so
So
wisdom.
it'd be wisdom, but you're proficient
With guidance. If
with the
will
guidance. Yeah, you basically like if you're going to do nothing but guide him throughout it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'll say it'll take you maybe like depends on how long you do it. Let's see.
Uh,
So
uh,
make it
16. I don't know why that
nice.
is.
So you have this moment where essentially like you lift up the front.
I'll do D4 real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, 17.
Hey.
17. You just like grab the like you reach under and your like heavy plated fingers can like touch it, and there are like the spines which would be like piercing in, but it's like you have two very heavy thick leather gloves on your natural self, and just lift up the underside of the neck and you just make a small incision with like just like more or less a needle point tool that just jams up in, and as it is you just put a vial under it immediately and the blood just pours straight into the vial, and after like 1 or 2 minutes, or like not even 2 minutes, let's say close to like half a minute, you pull it away, cork it, take another one, and you have 2 vials of manticore blood. And you can also take from that as well. You can. The only way to really do it is just like to rip them off, and you take maybe 20 quills off, but about 7 of them are damaged, so you have 13 manticore quills.
Was I able to get the fur off properly, or was it just kind of a bit failed?
Kind of a fuck up, really. You have this moment where you're like, yeah, I'm carving it off, and as you're like doing it, you're holding the bit that you intend to cut, and you more or less yank with it, but you pull the hair, and there's only like a few like strands of hair left there from where you pulled. There's one of those things like, yeah, I'm using this to help support the weight of it, and chink, damn.
Right. Fast. Can you get some fur off for me?
And he's just literally got. I've got the entire like rib of this. If you want to like take it off of the side of this when we get to somewhere, and it's maybe like 2 foot long, or maybe like, well, let's see, it's a manticore, probably closer to about 4 or 5 foot long of just rib, more or less. But he hasn't taken the skin off the front of it, so that's still there. And he just
Said how
stops.
many?
You have 13, 13 quills and 2 vials of blood. He more or less just like. Well, there's on the side of this, my friend. So what you can do is, when we get ready to prepare this for a meal tonight, you can just, take off this as we work. So you can do it then.
and he just like takes 2 hooks, jams them into the side of it, and just like hangs it onto the side of his cart as you make your way. And we're going to move you guys back on through to the world map.
As all of this is, as all the sort of scavenging is happening, just sitting there, just like, yeah, and just shadow boxing. See, I got the practice in. Yeah,
We were awesome.
we were awesome.
Mingling cryo with Mr. Stillwind. Are you looking just for the fur, or are you looking for the hide? Serenus.
What was that?
Are you looking for the fur, or are you looking for the hide?
I'd say just the fur. I kind of just want to repair this part of my arm with something, so I think maybe something a bit warm because we're going north. I might try repair it and maybe add a bit of, I don't know, a bit of fur into this coat.
Atropos, could you assist?
What
Atropos
was
is quite a skilled hairdresser. If you're just looking for the fur, she should be quite capable.
Yeah, that'd
towards
be
you.
great actually. If she can, then I take off my coat. If she can put like an outline of some of the fur in this, like in the arms and the back, that'd be beautiful actually.
She can bring the fur to you. She is not a tailor.
I'm afraid I'm not now.
Oh,
I can after the good master fixes up their works from the meats as they mentioned. I could take portions from that and present it to you if you'd like.
that would be lovely. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. And you make your way.
So close.
Progress
It has been
achieved.
fun.
As the night comes to a still and relaxing period, the manticore fur, through guidances and blesses and inspirations and whatever else, is carefully harvested off, and then after the manticore meat is not able to be cooked tonight because it needs to be marinated more or less for 2 days before it's even edible.
Oh my god, fastest fermentation station. Doot, doot.
Oh my god.
Please tell me he does not have a dehydrator.
Oh my god. He's just walking around with a dehydrator in his cart.
I live in a desert. Why do I need a dehydrator?
But does he have any
I'm just
sauerkraut?
I'm just picturing him with a hat on now. Brilliant.
Bit of water.
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 Look, water is very important. Why do you dehydrate? You always need water. I don't get this. It does not do my mind. Also, that's got the sour stuff. I keep that for myself. So it is marinated and preserved for the night, as it's more or less like put into more or less like like he takes out from the back of the cart. Which, the more you realize, the longer you're with him, it seems like this is just an anomalous sized cart on the inside, where he just pulls stuff out and goes, "That can't fit with that in there and that in there and that in there." And he just pulls out more or less.
Meanwhile, I'm over here like, that's a nice pouch you got in there.
Get out of my.
The pair of us are just like, eh.
Well, no, because literally, me and freaking Roman, oh, hey, we're gonna go for a little vacation. Actually, well, vacation for you. We're going to this entire demi-plane. Wait, what? Poof.
Geeka's probably been there.
Yeah,
Probably.
definitely.
It's a family holiday.
Pulls out this like large salt like canister, and it's pretty much just full with it as he just puts the meat in and just like sinks it in, and it's more or less covered, shoves over the lid of it and lifts it up and back in to the back of the cart. Okay, you go do your watches like a good little boys and girls that you are, and I am going to nap.
Sleep well.
Pulls himself into
Oh,
his
God.
cart. How do you burp? You are a werewolf. It's weird. Anyway, but and he goes to bed.
It's the steam.
So
Jane.
It bubbles up.
So who is going to be on watch and who is? Well, I mean, there's always going to be. Just make your chest checks right now, and whoever else is going to do another watch, go ahead.
I'll take watch
Volunteer.
tonight.
King can take a watch with Widdick as usual.
Yeah, you two are taking your watches, and that's fine. But Renara's taking a watch. Who's accompanying her?
I'll give it a go.
Kika wants to go to sleep.
Lo and Renara. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
The princess does have a nap, whilst the princess who self-sacrifices stays up with the disaster boy. Okay. Thank you both. So, the air takes to the night. It is relaxed again, but there is the place you pass by seems to have had just like a few, more or less firebugs or like light bugs, more or less just floating up into the air around you guys, and there's like this weird moment where there's like almost a layer of starlight that is between you and the stars because there is just a large group about them, and they're just all over the coastline as you're there. You can you're about 60 foot away from the sea right now, but you're well past where the line would recede up and in, or like come up and in during the night at high tide. You sit yourselves down. You're on the side that is closer towards the forest with the fire there between you both. You're just warming yourselves as you keep to the night. Everyone else is asleep amongst you all. Night is yours.
This is a long rest.
I'll let you know when it ends.
Runara's just pretty much going to be just sitting there staring into the fire. Unless anyone says anything to us, she'll probably be pretty silent, pretty chill. Just
Lo
thinking to
is
herself.
Lo is still going over his line, but now he's actually acting them out, walking around, pacing around the camps.
Renara, as you're looking into the fire, you have that moment as you're there with it, and you're just focusing in on yourself in that calming period with the flames around you, the flames that always brought you that more than warmth, more than the security of hearth and home, but also just the relaxation of just to look to it. And it's just the moment where your heart beats and you can almost feel like a pulse from the flames itself as doom, 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 matches to yours in that moment where you've had this before. It is a calmed sensation and you're in a calmed point right now. And you just feel to yourself that you are secure, that you are looked after. And you're not gonna hurt my friend again. And he's stomping about, dramatically pointing out his lines to an invisible stump. Like there's just like a stump to a tree there, and he's just
Lo, you're probably going to wake the others up. You might want to just calm it down just a little.
Oh, okay, cool. So, no, start stage whispering. I can flourish and big thinkies there. The Renara. Everything alright, Spock?
Yeah, it's fine. Are you okay?
I think I got my lines all good. How does it sound? Does it sound alright?
It sounds... Yeah. Your lines, yeah, they sound okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
Did I sound intimidating? Did I sound strong? Empowered? You know?
There was sort of a little bit of strength, and then I did sense a little bit of panic in there as well. Like you weren't super 100% sure of yourself, but no, you're doing okay, I think.
Cool. You
Are
know
you-
that
are-
you're doing okay. You know that
yeah.
you're doing okay, right?
Yeah, but are you doing okay? Are you sure? You've been pretty the whole thing with the flower and everything. You've been pretty erratic, so we say.
Yeah. About that. Don't worry. I think control. Yeah.
No, I understand you've probably got under control, but 100% still going to worry. Just know you're not alone.
Yeah. I know. I'm definitely not alone. Yeah, but I know what. Yeah.
Yeah,
Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Spark.
yeah. Okay.
You don't mind me calling you Spark, right?
No, it's fine. You call me whatever.
Cool. You know that I mean it, because you're like the spark that ignites the soul, right? You know?
Yeah, that was. Yeah. I get what you mean. I get where it comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah, you know that flaming sword thing? Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Yeah, that's pretty.
And then you're like,
dope.
what? And then you're like, boof! And then, don't hurt my friend! And then you're like, yeah.
Yeah. Baroni
so
gives me
cool.
lots. She's given me lots of tricks, but it's one of my favourites.
She? Come on, you got she? Come on.
Oh yeah, Barona. Yeah.
Verona.
Let me tell you about our Lord and
No,
Savior
she's
Barona.
Pulls out the pamphlets.
No, just
Yeah.
looks through the pamphlets. Like, yeah,
Now-
she was awesome.
It's a little strange. I understand that she is a
Where you just watch
dwarven.
his shoulders drop as like, oh, she's married.
It's like, yeah, I know what you're thinking. It's a little strange that she's a dwarven god. And I'm not a dwarf, but I was brought up there. They took me in.
Dude, I don't judge. Wait,
Okay, no, that's good. I mean, a lot of people did, but it's good that you don't.
it's all good.
Yeah, it was definitely strange. There's a lot of dwarves where I grew up, so very strange.
Lo just looks up
But yeah.
at the sky. Like, Verona, loving it. Yeah, really cool. Yeah, loving it. Okay, anyway, carry on.
The thing of it is that I actually am able to hear all of this.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here, just like, kind of moving my eyes, just like,
I remember when you're long rest, your eyes are going like clock.
I'd like to imagine that you two just have like really slow chess games, so like once every sort of 10 minutes just a hand comes out and moves a piece and then that's it.
Doesn't move a piece.
Meanwhile, having like a side-eyed conversation of like,
You
He
know,
goes to move.
You know,
It's,
you know that sort of chess clock with the little switches that the weight-powered switches.
He's with it.
The weight-powered switches is part of chess. It's part of the clock system. So every time he makes a move, it's just like click on the chest. Like, carry on.
And so King just uses Mage Hand, so she's just sat there.
Do you guys remember the chess game that Pixar did back for Toy Story?
yeah.
Yeah.
He's a tall man, yeah.
The two old men. It's something like that, except it's a robot and it's whatever King is. So, Renara and Lo, you're still talking?
Yeah, I mean, I won't RP it all out, but I'll basically give Lo a brief overview of who and what Brona is. Just basic knowledge.
That she's one of the prime dwarf gods, that she is the
she's
wife of
married
Meriden,
to
that she
Meriden.
is
Mother of Hearth and Home, and does all the marriages and shit.
believed to be on Mount Celestia on one of the higher levels of it.
Yeah. Many people I don't know it all, I won't RP it all.
Or you're talking about
She's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she's looking after you as well, right?
She's been looking after me for a while, yeah.
That's good.
She's always like this big. That was like that when I say this big, that was maybe like a foot and a half off the floor. No, probably like a foot and a half, 2 foot. if anything.
Tiny! You're tiny!
Fire just like kind of roars out a little bit, like just kind of raises up when you're like, oh yeah, it's like really short. It's like Like sorry, more like a little bit more like this, and the fire returns to its normal state. I'm like, hey,
Oh my
don't
god, you
misrepresent.
must have been so cute. Ah,
Yeah, well, I mean, as far as I remember, I grew up there. I don't know much what happened before that, but
yeah, same
I
with
pretty
me.
much grew up
Same with me.
in
Yeah,
Felbar, so
completely the same with me. I mean, not the Falbar thing. It's just like, yeah. I mean,
but
when you found
the
me, I mean, can't remember much from before that.
yeah, I mean, yours is a little strange. I don't think mine. I don't think it's the same. I mean, mine was not memory loss. It's. I mean, I was a child. I don't remember a lot of when I was a baby, so it was. I mean,
Dude,
I don't know.
I can't even remember baby. I can't even remember kid. I can't remember teens. Well,
I remember all of that.
vaguely,
It's just like,
vaguely teens ish.
right. I mean, I
It's
sort
it's
of,
it's a fog.
yeah. I mean, I sort of vaguely remember getting to Felbar, but I don't remember huge. Like, it's very blank. Like, there's a few blanks in there, but
Yeah, but little sparks
that's
here
just
and
from
there, eh?
growing up
Li-
and yeah, yeah. I remember.
little sparks.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
don't, yeah. It's like it's not sort of memory, but it's more like I've been shown, like every now and then, like Verona sort of tells me a bit of my past and shows me bits and pieces, but I don't remember like what happened, like well how I got to Felbar. I don't remember much
I
of
get
that to
you.
be honest.
I get you. But the main thing is that she's looking after you.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
And you got all of us as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's the important thing.
Yeah,
You need the kindling to keep the fire going.
exactly. It's very true.
Yeah.
I mean, you say that. I mean, we can just create fire without kindling. I can just go bring it all and there's fire. So
You know what I mean. I mean, without any of us around, you wouldn't be like the kick-ass fire
oh
and
yeah,
flame
exactly,
chick
exactly.
that you
Yeah,
are.
yeah. You can no one can be a hero by themselves. So you need friends. So
Sure. I mean,
yeah,
if that's if that thing together. I won't go into it. You know I got your back.
yeah. And we've got yours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, cool,
Cool, cool,
cool,
cool, cool, cool, cool,
cool.
cool, cool,
Yeah, that's cool.
cool. No, well, not cool, but hot. Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you did there.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna go over these lines again. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna sure. Okay.
I'll keep the volume down. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah, just try not to keep everyone up. But you know what? There might be more of those creatures out in the woods. So
Yeah.
okay. Good talk. Good talk.
Yeah. And about the rose thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just if you see any of them again, just try and crush them under your throat, right?
Crush them under my foot. Sure. Don't know why.
Yeah.
But okay. I'll take your word for that.
Trust me on this. Yeah, you don't want to be wanting those. Yeah, they look pretty and all that, but that's how they
Oh,
get
very pretty. Yeah.
you.
They are.
That's how they get you.
That one was kind of stuck in my hair a little bit, so it was as
Yeah,
pretty as it was quite
yeah,
strange.
yeah, yeah.
Quite,
I
kind
was
of weren't
hoping,
bad. It was okay.
I was hoping that they wouldn't do that, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Can I ask why we've got to crush them? Is there a reason?
What?
Is there
What?
is there a reason we've got to crush the pink roses or?
Yeah. That's yeah. That's yeah. Not right. Not here. Not right here. Because yeah, they might be yeah. Just don't be doing the whole hair.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't do that.
But you are
Yeah.
going to tell us though, right? Because it is kind of a big sort of plot hole in what's going on, and it would really be helpful.
Okay, just slowly pushing it there. It's a bit of a plot hole.
Like you're telling us across flowers, but you're not telling us why. It's kind of strange.
And I was just being very shifty and looking around. It just sort of creeps in.
Did you look around?
Sorry?
What?
As you look around, you can just see from a portion of the forest, there's just that very familiar mist that you've used before, that Runara, you remember having seen before, that has been used by Loyalty. Coming out from around the trees, but it takes from this like deep blue to a pinkish hue. And that's where we're going to end the session this week.
Hey!
Oh.
You two caught it! You two caught it!
News as soon as he fucking
Blue and I
rolled.
messaged each other the same thing at the same time.
That feel when the DM starts rolling dice.
Rolling dice.
Yeah, I heard the lesson. I was like, I'm just gonna keep going.
One fear.
Well.
Cool.
See what happens next week, folks.
That's cool.
Good night, everyone.
Let's start unpacking all that trauma
Yeah. Right,
next
guys.
week.
Sleep tight, my beauties. I'll be speaking to you all next week.
Okay.